Shukai!
Hello, Shukai. It's your boy, Martin. Animation is Film Fest 2023 invited us back again to watch some of the new upcoming animated films. Not only did I get to watch an early screening of the new Netflix movie, Chicken Run, The Dawn of the Nugget, I got to talk a little bit with Sam Fells, the director of the sequel film, and Peter Lord, the executive producer of the film and the director of the first film of the franchise. But enough from me, let's go hear what they have to say.
Oh, okay, so the end of the first movie, the chickens escaped, right? They got their happy ending. They found this safe place to live, a lovely little island away from all trouble and away from humankind. So this is the next chapter of Ginger's story and Rocky 2. And what could be the next challenge for them, we wondered. And of course, we thought parenthood. Well, that's a real challenge, So we gave them a kid who's a real challenge. She's a chick off the old block. She's kind of like Ginger.
So this chicken right here is the child.
Yeah, this is Molly, this is Ginger, her mum.
Mother and daughter.
And Molly ends up being a bit of a chick off the old block, a bit of a freedom fighter in her own right, So she wants to go see the world, and Ginger wants to keep her safe. And meanwhile, on the horizon is this massive new threat to chicken kind, the dawn of the Nugget.
Mm-hmm. And the adventure is a kind of a break-in. So before, in the first movie, we did an escape from the incarceration, from the farm, from the prison. Now this time, they've got to go back. They've got to perform a heist and a rescue. So it's got all the things you love from an action movie. It's still got that as well, but all in the safe wings of chickens.
Yeah. So it's this time they're breaking in. Is the thing. Yeah.
Instead of breaking out.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Chicken impossible.
Yeah.
Basically, it's the same. At its heart, it's the same. I have to tell you, it's hand done, hand performed, stop motion animation in front of the camera. It's the same thing. We've used some digital augmentation to kind of help us paint it on a bigger canvas to make a bigger scale movie. But at its heart, it's the old-fashioned stop motion.
Yes, it's classic, and it's special. I think because it's made by hand and because it's made with love. I kind of think that it appears on the screen. You can
feel it, right?
Yeah, you feel the special love and care of the whole team that wants to make it.
And the world's getting more and more technological, and technologies are kind of invading our lives ever more. We spend more and more time on screens and in our heads. And here's this beautiful handmade thing from 100 years ago. It still works.
And I definitely see that's the charm of it. It's very realistic, and that's why people love watching these claymation films. It's just
tactile.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they might see if they keep a beady eye out. They might see a certain penguin from another film pop up in one of the shots in the background.
They'll have to be watching very carefully to see it,
very
but it's
carefully,
there.
yeah.
What else will they enjoy? I mean, just a very, very fantastic finish. Like a big dramatic climax, dramatic, and yet very funny at the same time. Yeah.
Funny, we hope too.
putting an end to the Chicken Run franchise. Okay, nice. Thank you. No, there's going to be possibly more.
Yeah, this might just whet your appetite for Chicken Run 3.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it's coming out in 2050.
Now, what were my thoughts on the film? It's been a while since Chicken Run has been actually released in theaters. It was a cool experience. We're all at the red carpet. They're coming out there, taking their interviews. People are taking pictures of them. And they also have the actual figures of the characters of the movie. I forgot their names. The rooster, the main hen. And then in this one, apparently, they have their kid. And I got in the interview, the whole premise of this new Chicken Run film is like comparative to the old one. The first one, it's definitely taken place in the chicken farm that they're all trying to get out of. It's styled after a World War II concentration camp, and the entire plot of that film is they're trying to break out. Because if they don't break out, they're going to be turned into chicken pot pies. That's the first film. And the second one, they talked about how they wanted to capture the essence of what is Chicken Run, but kind of put a spin on it so it keeps things fresh. And instead of having it be an escape film. They explained that this whole film took inspiration of films like Mission Impossible or other like heist themes. They got to break into a facility to get something out. I'm not going to spoil too much of the details of what they're trying to get out or what the plot is. It's still really refreshing. It definitely captured that same Aardman Studios feel for their claymation. And another thing I actually noticed with Aardman Studios is that a lot of their claymation plays around the facts that they have these wacky contraptions that they kind of animate through. If you remember Wallace and Gromit, they have the Wallace as an inventor, and he makes all these wacky gadgets. And the first Chicken Run did the same thing with the very end, where they built this giant mechanical chicken that basically flew them out of their prison. And in the second one, you're going to see little glimpses of that, where they have these what do they call those? Those devices where they just basically jury rig them together. They just MacGyver it. I forgot the specific term, but they're still building these wacky contraptions and watching these clay figures come to life doing these things to show the process. It's just really, to me, is really, it's just an amazing feat of animation. There are a lot of differences that is shown through the film. There's definitely, you could see they have taken liberties of trying to modernize the film compared to the old Chicken Run. There's some aspects where they have CGI. Well, I wouldn't say CGI specifically, but they definitely took some role using computer graphics to emulate some of the scenes that you see in the film, but they still took it to heart that the main characters, the main focuses of everything that you're seeing is still the actual clay figures. And that's what Sam Fells and Peter Lloyd were talking about. It is having those clay figures that makes them feel so real, and they didn't want to detract from it where everything is all computer generated. They only use the computer generated things just to give the scenery just a sense of scale, and just to duplicate things that they didn't really need multiple of. As they put it, the things that aren't drawing your eye is what they probably use computer graphics for, but everything else is the clay figures. And as I was saying too, definitely the tone of the film is kind of changed up a bit based on the themes they were going for with the break-in story, but also the sense of colors. If you watch the original Chicken Run film, it's very bleak. Like they really tried to show that these are trapped chickens who are not enjoying their life, and they use very dark grayish colors, which only emphasize more that World War II style film that they were going for. But in this one, there's a lot more vibrant colors, and it just gives this sense that they've moved past of what they were going through, but they still try to capture, like I said, through the storytelling, the same Chicken Run shenanigans that they did from the first one. Watching the film along with the exclusive comments or questions was an amazing experience overall. Animation is Film Fest 2023 continues to bring diversity in animated films. It's always refreshing to see claymation appear on the big silver screen. Chicken Run Dawn of the Nugget is set to release on December 15th on Netflix, so keep a lookout for it to add into your watch list. As always, thanks for tuning in. Check out some of our other reviews and interviews here on Shukai.